sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
Hey, what's up? Long time no see. We were just talking to you guys a few hours ago. This is a little loud.
Spoiler alert, I got crushed.
I want to
okay.
I want to dedicate this show to. Hold on. I wonder which back was it. I know it was one of the Bengals backs. To Chase Brown. I want to dedicate this show to Chase Brown for him to just disregard the situation of the game and run it and just house the shit anyway. You know that if he goes down, the game's over.
I like at the very end though that like he kind of like dove into the end zone, like he was like kind of thinking about it, but
as
he
if
still
he was
wanted to score.
As if he was diving into the end zone with two middle fingers up to Giants bettors. Like if he goes down, the game's over. There was no reason to score. Man had Bengals minus 3.5, and I'm here for every second of it. That was electric.
Yeah.
This show's dedicated to Chase Brown. A member of the Fighting Illini. For those of you that don't know, Chase Brown, good running back at Illinois. So we're here to talk baseball, and Toast actually just said something sickening right before I clicked the go live button. So we need to also cover what it means. What loyalty means and what it means to persevere through tough times. What Toast said to me right before I clicked the go live button, not 25 seconds ago, I bet Dodgers minus 1.5. He said that. How is this not a lesson on overreacting, letting your emotions make the decisions for you?
It's so irritating.
So you're completely bailed on Kirms. Kirms is done.
You know what the shitty part is about this whole series and the rest of the playoffs? It's like two teams that I normally fade because of price situations, and another team in the Dodgers that people think I just absolutely hate because of the Padres. But you say that, but you guys forget, like, I pioneered.
Yeah, that's true.
Pioneered Dodgers minus 1.5. That was me. From this show, from this same seat. You guys forget that.
Yeah. The rent payer.
It's amazing. Exact. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kyle. That was nice of you. Anyway, let's get into this one. Sean, a.k.a. Mr. Overrated Mania, on the mound for the Mets. I didn't forget, Sean. I did not forget, and I will never forget the reason that you have that nickname, Mr. Overrated, and it is there for a reason. Again, really quickly, has Sean Mania pitched extremely well this season? Absolutely. His last 17 starts, 3.16 ERA, 0.93 WHIP, 376 xFIP, and I want to double check the numbers. Really sure. I want to say the Mets are like 20-10 when he starts, 23-9 when Sean Mania starts. So when he has pitched, the Mets have been winning the games. Whether he pitches well or not, the Mets seem to win the games. My issue with that is this: I personally feel like if there was a spot for the Dodgers to be let down spot for the Dodgers, it would have been tonight, because that was a very emotional series with the Padres, and I understand that the Mets had to travel across the country, and they had
the Mets weren't in an emotional series.
I was getting there. Thank you. But again, I think that this would have been the spot that the Mets could have got there. I mean, I understand the Mets are coming off I don't think that the Phillies-Mets series was as emotional as the Padres and Dodgers. A series that went 5, a series that had a lot of bad blood, especially through the media. I just feel like personally, I think if there was a letdown spot for the Dodgers, it would have been tonight. We didn't see that. Not to mention the fact that this Dodgers offense what I saw tonight from the Dodgers offense. It's not something that we have seen from the Dodgers. I mean, they are sacrificing, but as soon as a guy gets on first, they're sacrifice bunting. Clearly they have something. Clearly they see something, because that's really not what you see from the Dodgers. And now you get Mr. Mania on the mound, who, again, I want to give him credit. He has pitched very well this year, but, and there's a huge but behind that, the Dodgers versus left-handed pitching has been an absolute wagon. Number 1 in WRC plus OPS and second WOBA full season. Last 30 days, it's around 5th. But I mean, the last few lefty starters that the Dodgers have faced, and I understand that it wasn't the playoffs, but really quickly, 4 off of Freeland, 5 off of Weathers, 3 off of Max Fried. Chris Sale pitched well against them. Jordan Wicks for 7, Shota Imanaga for 3, Ronzi Contreras for 3. My point being is that the Dodgers are absolutely killing left-handed pitching. And like, if you go up and down the Dodgers lineup, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, Kike Hernandez, Will Smith all hit left-handed pitching significantly better than from the right-handed pitching. And oh, by the way, the lefties in the lineup, well, that's pretty good sign for Mr. Minaya because he really struggles with lefties. 322 expected WOBA with him. That means that guys like Ohtani, Freeman, Muncy, Tommy Edman can switch from hit from both sides of the plate. I just feel like there's a lot of advantages as far as the Dodgers offensively. I don't think that the Mets are going to get blanked again. I would be absolutely shocked if that happened. But I do think that the Dodgers put up multiple runs themselves. And this Dodgers bullpen, again, I'm not going to continue to make the case that I don't trust them because they've obviously shown that they have hit a new level. Regardless of how you want to cut it, I mean, these guys are pitching out of their absolute minds right now, and they were all rested and ready to go. Again, I didn't expect Flaherty to go 7 today, but now, especially with a day off the next day, I think the Dodgers with that bullpen, I mean, they can use 7, 8, 9 guys tomorrow, depending on how that game plays out. And especially when they get from Hudson, Phillips, Kopech, and Trident, they have a major advantage against the Mets. So again, I can't find a reason to bet the Mets. So it is what it is. Dodgers, like I said, Dodgers money line at -140, -142, whatever it is. And then Dodgers -1.5 at +150. And maybe we'll get back to Grimace when it gets to LA. We'll see what the pitching matchups are. But as far as today concerns, I just feel like there's too many advantages for the Dodgers.
Dodgers -1.5 and Dodgers money line.
Most of the bets on the Dodgers money line, just FYI.
Well, the way I looked at it for 5 minutes, what I wanted to do for these games was put a unit on both dogs, hoping to go 1-1 and make a few dollars. I just feel like one of these dogs is going to win, whether it's the Cobbler and Cleveland or Minaya and the Mets. I mean, Minaya has been a beast this year. I know you don't really like him. I've made a
lot of money with him. I really have. I really was trying hard not to rain on his parade because he has pitched extremely well this year. Absolutely.
Yeah, I won't be betting the Dodgers here. I'll put the Mets up. It'll be Mets money line or Cleveland. I want to see what your take is on the other game first. And I honestly think I'm just going to bet both dogs and with the odds of one of them winning, and I'll make a few dollars at plus money. I don't really know. I'm not gonna lay -145 to Minaya. He's been so good, and the Mets always seem to hit for him. So it'll be Mets for this one. Let's go on to the second game. I'm not really. That was definitely a little bit disheartening. Not giving up. This Grimace team doesn't know how to quit, but it was definitely a little disheartening today for sure. All right, next up is the Skanks.
I also want to be clear, too. It wasn't just what I saw today for me. Again, if you go for me, when I went through that game, there was a lot of advantages towards the Dodgers. I just wanted to make that for everybody that's watching because I get the DMs, not Kyle.
All right, next up, Yankees, Guardians, game 1. Rodon versus Cobbler. Yeah, I had said a couple of times on the show, looking ahead to this series before we even knew we were going to get this series, I said I liked Cleveland in this series if Cleveland advanced because I feel like there's such a discrepancy in bullpen talent here that Cleveland's going to have the significant advantage. Once you get to the 6th inning, Cleveland's going to have the significant advantage every single game. So we're talking about the best bullpen in baseball to one of the more probably the most unreliable bullpen left in the playoffs, that's for sure. And Cleveland's bullpen is just so good. So I wouldn't even mind taking a stab on Cleveland to win the series, but in this one, I'll just put Cardinals. Wow, Guardians up because that's what it'll be for me here.
2 bets for me. Over 7.5. Yankees team total over 3.5 at -140.
Oh my God, you're betting the Dodgers and the Yankees? Who the fuck are you?
I know, dude. I know, it's so disgusting. It's not like I do. There's no pride attached to me right now. I can assure you that.
So you like over and Yankees team total over?
Yes.
It's
So
3.5.
yes, it's juiced up, but it's 3.5. I think that there is a significant gap in talent in the teams that Alex Cobb has pitched this year against, and what the Yankees are right now. I understand that they didn't really look fantastic against the Royals, but I do. If there is a place I do want to bet the Yankees, it's at home with all those with the short porch in right. And Alex Cobb has pitched 3 times this year. He's looked good in 2 of those 3. But the one time that he did look bad was on the road. Again, I'm just trying to paint a picture here. But his 3 starts: Minnesota, the Cubs, and Pittsburgh. Again, if you're watching this at 2:00 in the morning or whatever it is Eastern time, you don't need me to tell you how bad those offenses have been, especially a team like Minnesota down the stretch was just absolutely dead. So for the fact that him to give up 4 runs against them is not a great sign. I will say that I think that, really quickly too, Yankees versus Alex Cobb's pitch mix absolutely destroying guys like Soto, Judge, Stanton, Jazz Chisholm, all with expected WOBAs over 400 and barrel rates over 13%. Matter of fact, Juan Soto has a 589 expected WOBA and a 22% or nearly a 22% barrel rate against Cobb's pitch mix. So again, I think this is a very good opportunity for the Yankees bats to get going. I understand about the Cleveland bullpen side of it, but here's the thing with that Cleveland bullpen. The guys that I'm really worried about are guys like Clase and Cade Smith. Hunter Gaddis.
I was going to say Gaddis is cool.
Hunter Gaddis has pitched well, but he's been a little bit shaky. And I don't know if the situations that he got himself in with the Tigers, I don't know if he gets out of with the Yankees. So also a lot of pitches for Hunter Gaddis the last couple nights. Again, they're going to have a days off. I don't worry about the arm. I'm just letting everybody know that Cleveland bullpen's been used a lot. With those 3 names that Clase, Gaddis, and Smith that I mentioned, you're only going to see them most likely in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. You might see a Cade Smith sighting in like a 5th inning if it's like a 3-2 game or a 1-run game, which just make it easy. A 1-run game with 2 men on and they need 2 outs. You might see Cade Smith at that point, but most likely you're going to see guys like Cantillo, Eli Morgan, Andrew Walters, that Sabrowski kid that's been really good for them. But again, against who? I don't want to pay the -160 for the Yankees to win the game, but I think that the Yankees can definitely score some runs. And then as far as the Cleveland side goes, for the over, that's part of the reason that I don't trust Rendon that much. And I do know that Cleveland does hit left-handed pitching, obviously much better than right-handed pitching. They can't hit. Sorry, I thought you said something. They can't hit right-handed pitching to save their life. But over the last 30 days, they're 4th in WRC plus, OPS, and WOBA as far as left-handed pitching. And over the full season, they're around that 8 or 9 mark as well. So Rendon's been really good at home. We know that. I mean, he's pretty good against lefty bats, but I think guys like Fry and Thomas and Big Christmas have all had big hits this postseason. Maybe not so much Big Christmas, but the first 2 guys have. And again, it only really takes one to go over the short porch there. So I do expect Cleveland to put a couple runs on the board. I expect the Yankees to do the heavy lifting. So like I said, it's kind of a correlated play for me, but I played over 7.5 and I played the Yankees team total over 3.5 because I don't want to deal with if it's 4-4 in the 7th inning and the Yankees, you know what I'm saying? And then I have to worry about the Yankees bullpen versus the Guardians. So that's how I protected myself, not to mention the price is about a 20 cents difference with that Yankees team total. I don't see, if the Yankees win, I don't see how they don't score 4 runs. How's that?
Except for they're not going to win. That's the thing.
That's cool with me. I don't care.
The comments are floored by your picks.
Because they all think that I'm this like giant homer. I got up to 40 some units because I'm just this homer.
Night Owl said, "Who is this guy? This is not Toast." Someone else says, "Toast is discombobulated. He doesn't know where he is."
I feel great.
Toast is coming over to the dark side. They're all loving your picks though, which means I'm going to cash on my own Cleveland Island.
This is you guys and I love you guys so much, and I appreciate it. But this is like my worst nightmare. I want you guys to know that. Like I'm dead serious. I bet these. I love these bets. Like I truly believe in them. But this is like the type of worst nightmare for me, where both dogs are going to win tomorrow. I'm not going to be on either one of them.
I will.
And I'll probably end up crying myself to sleep. So after I just washed my Padres blanket. So awesome.
All right, guys. It's Sunday night late. everyone, thanks for watching. Oh, I put up a Bills. There's a Bills Jets video up. I did like a 15 minute handicap of the Bills Jets. If you guys want to watch, it's up on YouTube. Thanks, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Yeah, probably. I'll post it. I'll let you know. The Mets start at 4, so maybe we'll figure